Hello, welcome to the Garden Gurus. I'm Trevor Cochran. Don't you just love symmetry in a garden? Design is everything, and when you get something like this, it's just a pleasure to spend time in it. You know, this is what the Garden Gurus is all about, sharing great ideas with you. We've got a great show today. Here's what's coming up. Summer is here, so Bonnie shares a great tool for monitoring the weather.
With more knowledge, you'll be able to know what your local rainfall, humidity, wind, and even what the forecast is for your garden.
Best lawn on the street? I'll show you how to get it without doing too much hard work. No doubt you've heard the term green with envy. Well, for too many people, that applies to their admiration of somebody else's lawn in the street that they live in. And Nige checks out the latest technology for deck cleaning.
Have a look at that. You can eat your dinner off that. It's so clean.
No doubt you've heard the term green with envy. Well, for too many people, that applies to their admiration of somebody else's lawn in the street that they live in. Now, for a lot of us, having the best lawn is beyond us because we're time poor, knowledge poor. We don't know exactly how to get the best results. Well, thankfully, you can these days, due to the work being done by a company called Positively Green, which goes to great effort to make sure that you have the best lawn in the street. Michael Martens has been dedicated to lawn health his whole life. He's got 25 years of experience in the industry, and it's seen his professional turf care company, Turf Care WA, look after the turf care needs of local councils, the University of WA, private and public schools, golf courses, and a multitude of sporting clubs. And his new company, Positively Green, is now helping homeowners enjoy stunning green lawn that's strong and healthy. Mike, the work you guys do is pretty amazing. Now, it's all based on this philosophy of holistic integrated turf management. It's all about soil and plant health, isn't it?
Yeah, the programs take into account an integrated turf management approach that we use in the sports turf industry.
Yep.
So good renovation practices, good nutrition, good soil moisture, and then some insecticides and some herbicides in there for protection against the bugs and disease that can come along.
So the technology that's available to help set out these management plans is pretty incredible. Tell me about this Pogo system that you guys use.
So the Pogo meter is primarily used on golf greens in the turf industry, but I've brought that basically into the domestic market. That measures soil moisture, and that's the distribution uniformity of soil moisture and the percentage you have in the profile. And then it also measures salinity, surface temperature, soil temperature, and electrical conductivity.
Now, for those people who live in WA, this is fantastic news for them because you can provide that service to them. But are you looking at expanding the service nationally?
So yeah, we're looking to expand over to the East Coast. It's working really well here in WA, basically packaging up the right products, expert advice, and using the right technology, and then applying it with professionals from the turf industry. And yeah, we will be expanding into other parts of Australia in the coming years.
Did you know that a lush green lawn absorbs more carbon out of the atmosphere than an equivalent area of rainforest? And that a lawn provides you, well, 6 square metres of it, all the oxygen a person needs per day. In fact, a house surrounded by lawn is 50% cooler and uses 50% less energy during the summer months than one surrounded by hard stand. There are a lot of reasons why you would want to have a lush green lawn around your beautiful home. And thanks to the guys at Positively Green, it's never been easier.
How's this for a unique garden feature? This is an old tyre which has been transformed into a swan, and upcycling old products and old items out of your garden or even your home is a great way to reduce plastic and waste. But I think this is pretty nifty. For more gardening inspiration, join us here on the Garden Gurus.
This summer is all about red hot colours, so I've gone down to my local garden centre, grabbed some of those Swan Valley Nursery starter pots. Now these are what are known as the hat collection. You'll remember I've shown you before, they come in particular colours. So I've gone for the reds and the yellow hats and got a great range of different colours going in. I'm going to set this planter pot up, put 5 or 6 of them in here and just have it spilling out with masses of red and yellow just in time for summer. The plants include a collection of incredibly hardy varieties like Aquilegia, Guillaume, Coreopsis grandiflora, and of course, the beautiful red-hot red pelargonium. Now, the best results you're going to get with these water-wise cottage plants is to pop them in a sunny spot. So bright, sunny conditions. Get them watered. Well, if they're in a pot, it doesn't really matter. You do need to give them a water every couple of days or so to make sure it's okay. But if they're in the garden, then twice a week for about 10 millimetres per drink is all they're going to need to look fantastic. But it has to be sunny, and if you've got lots of sun, you'll get lots of flowers. The full range of hat cottage garden plants is grown by Swan Valley Nursery, and they're sold through leading garden centres right across Australia. If you can't find them, ask your garden centre to get them in, and check out more information on this website.
Keeping things clean around your home is essential for good maintenance and longevity. Your house, your vehicles, your equipment, outdoor furniture, pavers, decks, and of course, yourself. One of the best ways to clean quickly and efficiently is with a high-pressure cleaner that not only does a great job, but is fun to use, doing the hard work for you. To look their best, decks need cleaning, especially before re-oiling or staining, to remove any grime, mould, dirt and stains and any other nasties. Trev's had me cleaning and oiling his deck a couple of times over the years, which I've got to say is a bit of a treat, especially considering some of the stains around the pizza oven. I wish I'd had one of these pressure cleaners and this amazing surface cleaner too. Have a look at that. You can eat your dinner off that, it's so clean. Stihl's RE95 Plus is a lightweight and compact high-pressure cleaner with all the bells and whistles. The adjustable nozzle with pressure regulation is perfect for numerous jobs, giving you full control and freedom. It's ideal for this deck. Be careful not to go steaming in there too closely on full pressure, which could cause damage. Start at a safe distance away, and if need be, gradually get closer for optimum cleaning, working methodically for even cleaning. The 6-metre hose gives you plenty of room and length to operate and manoeuvre, and the integrated wheel kit and handle make for easy transportation. Like over to the car here for my next job. Driving around in a dirty car is just bad manners, bad for your car, and bad for the environment. With a couple of extra accessories, you can get your car nice and clean with very little effort. First up, there is the foaming cannon. It turns car wash and wax into a thick foam that coats the car. If your car's not too dirty, you can just leave it on for a few minutes and then wash down with the standard nozzle. Don't forget the wheel arch is made easier to clean with this 90-degree nozzle. Slide that one off, pop that on, and away you go. Oh, yes. Look at that. Woo! Make sure you're ready for any garden challenge this spring by visiting your local Stihl dealer.
Now, this is a common problem that too many of us have, and if we don't do something right at this moment in time, we're going to end up losing a tree. It's a young mango tree. It's gone through its first winter, and it's just trying to establish itself. But one of the things that so many fruiting trees do is they go and produce fruit. And that fruit, well, all the energy from this tree is going to go into that. It's not going to grow into developing a shape of the tree that we need. So I'm going to do something a bit radical, and it breaks my heart, and I'm sure it breaks yours too, but got to cut that fruit off, because what we want to do is we want to encourage all the growth coming through. And as you go down the stem and you have a look, you'll see down the bottom here, we've actually got some growth starting to occur, and it's just below the graft. Now that growth needs to be removed, but don't use your secateurs. Use your thumbs and blind the buds off so that we don't get any more regrowth. If you cut it, you'll end up with 2 or 3 new shoots coming up, and eventually that rootstock will overtake the top plant. You won't get any fruit. It's the best way to get the best results from fruit trees is to make the sacrifices early. Just needs a feed and a lot of sunlight, which we're getting through summer, and you'll get a great tree next year. Now, after the break, we've got more brilliant gardening advice right here on The Garden Gurus.
I think it's safe to say that in recent years, the weather has been changing slightly. And I know in my garden that the winters tend to drag on right into the spring, whereas our summers can come quite quickly. And with all these changes in weather, it can affect how our plants grow, flower, and even when produce is ready to pick. So I've picked up the latest tool to help me better understand the weather in my own garden. Having a weather station is one of the quickest ways to learn about your local climate, and you might be wondering, how can this help your plants grow? Well, with more knowledge, you'll be able to know what your local rainfall, humidity, wind, and even what the forecast is for your garden, so that way you can have better and healthier plants. But you'll also know when to apply the next lot of fertiliser before that rain, or when there's an expected frost, or when there's a period of drought. This way you can really take care of your plants. This is why I have picked out the Aspect Wi-Fi Analyst weather station from Holman. Once you have put it all together, the weather station should be situated in a spot with no obstructions. The data display can be kept indoors where we can easily monitor it, and all the information is transferred from the weather vane, so that way we can make easy decisions to best care for our plants. As you can see here, the forecast for the next few days is looking really good with very little rain, and I know to check in on my dry sensitive plants over the next few days. This way, I'm not overwatering or wasting water in the garden. With the latest development in technology, it has 12 weather data points, which means more information at the tips of your fingers, and it simply connects to the Weather Underground app, which means more information no matter where you are in the world, as long as you're connected to the internet. If that wasn't enough, a feature I've been using a lot is the Current Conditions Report. This will notify you when there are certain weather conditions, including indoor and outdoor temperatures, humidity, wind speed, air pressure, rainfall, and many more. If you're after the latest gardening gadgets or a great Christmas gift for an avid gardener, you can't beat a weather station, because they'll save you time and water in the garden, and you'll have a whole bunch of information that you can use. How beautiful is this sweet pea? And if you're looking for a spot in your garden to grow them, you can grow them on fence lines or even a metal structure. And when the flowers are ready, you can pick them for a vase. But here's a tip, leave some, because you want them to go to seed, because that way you can harvest that and grow them again next year. For more great gardening tips, stay tuned here on The Garden Gurus.
I was looking at the long-range weather forecast the other day, folks, and I tell you what, we're in for a few hot days this summer, which is pretty much the same as most summers. And so, armed with this valuable information, we can prepare and protect our gardens against the stresses of heat. Using water efficiently is a must, and wetting agents help attract and keep water in the soil. Some also have soil improvers and compost included for added benefits. Mulch is excellent as an insulation layer against water loss through evaporation, and it also protects the soil against the heat, keeping the soil temperature cooler. And it's the opposite in winter, where it keeps the soil warmer. So all year round, it works as an insulation blanket, which is why it's so important. Keep an eye on the forecast for temperature spikes or sustained hot periods. Pot plants can be moved to a more protected position in the shade. On extremely hot days, you can cover your in-ground plants with shade cloth or even a large bed sheet to give them some protection. Imagine a beautiful cycad like this getting burnt. That's nasty. One of the many benefits of sea salt, due to its powerful growth stimulants, is its ability to create tougher, healthier plants that are more resilient to heat and drought. It helps plants to establish, grow fruit, and maintain better plant health when facing hot, dry conditions. Fortnightly applications of sea salt improve general health and vigour throughout the year, and the calcium found in sea salt helps build strong plant cell walls, better equipped to handle the stresses from heat and drought. And on those hot, windy days, folks, things can get very stressful. You can apply using concentrate mixed with water in a watering can, or use the hose-on spray already mixed, attached to your hose, and off you go. Give your garden some sea salt love, and you'll have a great summer.
Reptiles are an important part of our natural ecosystem, and Australia is a biodiversity hotspot when it comes to reptile species, with over 10% of all the species on the planet found here on our continent. Sadly, the news is not good for many reptile species because of things such as introduced predators, cane toads and feral cats, but also climate change and land clearance are having a significant impact on their populations, which is why it's so important that we create reptile-friendly ecosystems in our own backyard so humans and reptiles can coexist together. Dedicated to supporting Australian native wildlife, the fantastic team at Caversham Wildlife Park shared their knowledge around caring for reptiles. People love having reptiles in their gardens. The ones that are most common are probably snakes, lizards, geckos, skinks, and if you're really lucky, tortoises or turtles. Creating the right environment for them is very important, isn't it?
Yeah, look, they're really important for our ecosystem, and chances are if you've got a nice warm spot in your garden, you've probably already got some reptile friends living there.
Yep.
Providing them with a nice clean water source and some rocks and some logs, some native grasses as ground covering, it provides them with protection from our cats and dogs.
Now, I've got in my backyard a little bit of a problem at the moment. All my strawberries and my cherry tomatoes are being stolen, and I found out that it's actually the bobtail lizards that are doing it.
I knew you were going to say that. They love them,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look, they'll feed on fruits and flowers, berries, insects and eggs as well. They're not fussy with the insects they like to eat, so flies and crickets are perfect. Providing them with some berry or nectar-producing local plants will attract the insects that they can eat.
What about snakes? Snakes are an important part of the backyard, the whole ecosystem, but you don't want to get too close to them, do you?
No, of course not. Look, they're busy feeding on your rodents, happily going about their business without any harm to you. But of course, if you find one in your house, contact your local snake removalist.
Native wildlife is so important to Australia's ecology. From planting native flora to providing clean water sources, we can use our gardens to help support wildlife conservation. How's this for a good solution to a problem that most of us experience? Narrow areas down the side of the house, using plants that you wouldn't normally think of. Things like the New Zealand flax lily, crassulas, which are beautiful succulents, and even the Lomandra tunica. Absolutely brilliant. Now, that's all we've got for you this week on the show. I hope you enjoyed it. The good news is we're back next week. We've got another brilliant show for you, packed full of down-to-earth gardening advice. If you want any information from today's show, simply check out our website. If you want to become a friend on Facebook, you can join us on a Monday when we have our Facebook Live Gardening Club. I'm Trevor Cochran. I'll see you next week with all the gang for another great episode of The Garden Gurus.